There was a hair on the lens. Okay, let's do this. Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing amazing and fantastic. It's the beginning of the new year, and that means that everybody is putting together all of these goals for their 2019 reading. They are saying they want to read, you know, longer books or a different genre or a different type of character, like a more diverse or multicultural type of character. I didn't want any of you guys to be left out, so I created a list of 6 cozies that will actually count as multicultural due to the fact that they are, I've got 2 African-American, not only authors, but whose protagonists are also African-American, 2 cozies that have Asian descent in their authors as well as in their characters, 1 LGBTQ main character, as well as 1 Native American character. I wanted to sort of try and hit as many areas as I could. I did tons of research on the different types of cozies, and I wanted to make sure that I picked out cozies that aren't necessarily so old, or not old as in like they're old-timey, but like in the aspect of when they were published, because it really stinks if you find an author and you absolutely love them, but the last book they published was in 1999 or in 1989. So I made sure that all 6 of these authors have had books come out recently, or you know, pretty, like within 5 years of today's date. And so I wanted to make sure that I picked those out. So these are going to be the firsts in these authors' Cozy Mysteries series, and I am super excited to read these. They sound amazing, and of course there are some food ones in there for those that love food cozies as much as I do. So without further ado, let's get into this. So the very first series, or the first book, is called Murder with Fried Chicken and Waffles by A.L. Herbert. She writes the Mahalia Watkins soul food mystery, and you guys know I am all about food. And soul food, oh, soul food is so good. It's just like, it is what it is. Like, it reaches your soul and it just comforts you and like holds you when you are cold at night. And I'm super, super excited about this series. This has an African-American author and an African-American protagonist. Okay, so not only does this book sound amazing just from its title, but it also has recipes, which you guys know I am all about the recipes inside Cozy Mysteries. So this Cozy Mystery series follows Mahalia. She owns Sweet Tea, the finest soul food restaurant in Prince George's County, Maryland. And she, I love this, she is known for her famous cornbread and mashed potatoes, so creamy they'll make you want to slap your mama. That has to be some really good mashed potatoes, because I'm not slapping my mom. I mean, I might. She can't run as fast as me. I mean, she has a cane. So she has distance, but not necessarily speed. So if they're that good, I might do it. I'm joking, I wouldn't do it. So she is all about her amazing soul food and everything like that. I mean, she has her hands full with cooking and running the business and hosting, and then keeping her cousin Wavani from getting too sassy with customers. And so she thinks that, you know, she has her hands full. She doesn't have anything else that she needs put on her plate. However, it seems like Marcus, who is a fast-talking entrepreneur, is found killed in her shop after hours with a cast iron skillet next to his body, and she has to try and keep Sweet Tea out of the limelight, as well as try and figure out what's going on, because as much as she's trying to make sure that her shop isn't in the whole mixture of the murder, it seems like her cousin is getting more and more put as the person of interest, and it looks so good. I mean, that cover, those mashed potatoes, like just all of it just looks so good. And so that is A.L. Herbert's Murder with Fried Chicken and Waffles. The next book that I have is also written by an African American. The plot is murder. This is a mystery bookshop mystery. I like it. Mystery bookshop mystery by V.M. Burns. So this is a girl after my own heart. She is opening her very own mystery bookshop in the North Harbor town of Lake Michigan. And it seems like everything's going off without a hitch. Not only is she trying to open up her own mystery store, but she's also trying to pin her own historical mystery set in England between the world wars. And she is loving figuring out, you know, her main character's Lady Penelope and different things like that, but that's not the only thing that she's gonna have put on her shoulders. A murder of a realtor is found behind her building, and the police think, well, since Samantha owns a murder mystery bookshop, or a mystery bookshop, she must know a lot about murder, right? And she becomes their very first prime suspect, and she has to try and clear her name, finish up her writing, and open her bookshop all in one. And it looks amazing. And those two dogs on the covers, guys, the dogs on the covers, guys, yes please, thank you very much. And book number 3 is starting our Asian part of this video, and it is called Raining Men and Corpses. This is by Anne R. Tan, and this is the Raina Sun Mystery series. And I love that there is like already like a Valentine's kind of theme, and like cake and champagne. It looks to be pretty good just by the cover. So this series follows Raina Sun. She is a recent graduate and is trying to get her life in order. She is, you know, trying to keep her head above the water bills, but she has a lawsuit disputing an inheritance from her dysfunctional family. And not only does that happen, but her college advisor actually cons her out of a couple of months' rent. So not only is she trying to get the money that she believes that is rightfully hers and that she deserves to go and pay off all of these bills that are piling up high, her ex seems to have dropped dead, making her the lead suspect. This is like drama filled, guys, because the detective in this series is also an old flame of hers who's seeming to give her some smoke signals of wanting to be together. But then her grandmother shows up on her doorstep of her postage size apartment and is looking for a place to crash. And it seems like everything is just falling through and she has no idea what she's doing. And it seems like I would get whiplash from all of the drama in this, but I'm living for every single second of it. So it looks good. Book number 4 is one that I actually have on my TBR. It's on my book cart over there, and it is Death by Dumpling by Vivian Chen. This is a noodle shop mystery series, and this is the second Asian author that I have in my series today. And guys, it just looks so good, and that cover art is stunning. Whoever did it, beautiful job. Well done, ma'am or sir. So Lana Lee has moved home, where she actually thought that would be the last place that she would ever end up. But she's moved home after a brutal breakup, and then as she had a dramatic workplace walkout, she figures that returning home to Cleveland to her family's Chinese shop will be a good way to sort of lick her wounds and build up money to start her life all over again. She thinks that, you know, this is gonna be good. Even though her mother keeps trying to sort of marry her off, she's bound and determined that this is going to be good for her. Until it seems as though the restaurant's property manager, Mr. Fang, is found killed after having a delivery from Holy's restaurant, which is kind of weird because everyone at the restaurant knew that he was allergic to shellfish. So she needs to figure out what happened, who did this, who has a grudge against them, and make sure that her family's business stays afloat. And it looks so good. I'm hoping I can read that one really, really soon. Like, it's on my TBR shelf. I should not be lazy. This should be a thing that has already been read. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. All right, so the next book I have is for the LGBTQ, and it is called The Christmas Carol Murders. This is Dickens Junction Mystery, and this is by Christopher Lord, and the main character is gay, which is fantastic. Okay, so this seems super adorable. So it's the holiday season in Dickens Junction, Oregon, and the local bookstore owner's name is Simon Allister. He's getting ready for the local community extravaganza, which is the celebration of Dickinson's well-known story. But a mysterious stranger shows up and then a couple of hours later is found killed. And it seems like Simon is starting to suspect his little community around him. With the help of a very dashing young magazine reporter named Zach, Simon decides to investigate the crime himself, but then a second murder happens and he has to figure out who of his trusted friends and local business people who is a cold-blooded murderer. And it looks absolutely adorable, and I really want to read this because gay men are the best. And I know that is an overgeneralization, so anybody that gets all salty about it, my godfather's gay, my godmother is gay, and my sister is gay. So you have a problem, come at me, bro. In my channel, in my community, we love everyone for everything, and it's a judgy-free zone. And this book sounds amazing. All right, last but certainly not least is my Native American cozy mystery that I found. It's called The Eagle Catcher. It's a Wind River Reservation, that's a tongue twister, Wind River Reservation mystery series by Margaret Cole. And I know that the cover doesn't look very cozy, but I promise after reading the synopsis, I was like, well, that's a cozy. It just doesn't have a cozy feel. But I will say, most Native American cozies that I did find had a very tribal, sort of spiritual looking cover. They didn't have the cutesy kind of covers that we're used to for cozies. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind. So I picked a Native American cozy mystery because I am part Native American, as well as I have my master's in American Studies, but it has an emphasis on Native American and women's studies. So I thought that this would be a perfect time to sort of like meld my two loves, history and cozies, together. So this is following, I think, two different protagonists in Wyoming's Wind River Reservation. The Arapahoes have gathered for a powwow ceremony. It's a sacred time of balancing and harmony, but it doesn't seem to stay that sacred for too long when a tribal chairman named Harvey Castle is found murdered. And it seems like every single bit of evidence points to his nephew Anthony as being the killer. There are only two people who believe that he isn't the killer. One is Father John O'Malley, who is a historical scholar and pastor of Francis Mission, and Vicki Holden, an attorney who has recently returned to the reservation to help her people. They have to go and dig into the high plains of the Arapaho, into their small community, all the way to the Byzantine world of corruption, all the way to the old-timey past. Are they going to be able to clear Anthony's name? I don't know. Maybe you should go and buy it and see. So that is the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. Let me know, are there any multicultural cozy mysteries that you love, that you have been reading? Let me know in the comments down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.